They say history is written by the victors, but every now and then, the accounts of the vanquished also find their way into our collective memory. Not because they won, but because they fought with unparalleled bravery. One such warrior queen was Rani Durgavati, a name that echoes with Valad even today. Born in 1524, Rani Durgavati didn't have the privilege of choosing her life path. She was born into a Rajput family, the clan of the legendary warriors, and honor and valor were in her blood. Her father, King Veer Singh Dio, was a ruler of the Orca kingdom, and when Rani Durgavati was just 16 years old, she was married to Jabalpur Shah, the prince of the Gond kingdom of Gahar Katanga, which is located in the present-day Bundelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh. Now, this wasn't just a marriage between two people. It was an alliance between two powerful families and a strategic move to unite territories. At the time, the Gond kingdom was at its zenith, controlling parts of what is now Chhattisgarh. The marriage was a grand affair, a celebration of two cultures coming together. But within a year of her marriage, tragedy struck. Rani Durgavati's husband, Prince Jabalpur Shah, died, leaving her to fend for herself and their infant son. Now, normally, after the death of the king, the kingdom would be taken over by a regent until the young heir was old enough to rule. And most often than not, this regent was a male elder from the royal family. But the Council of Ministers chose Rani Durgavati to be the regent, a decision that itself was revolutionary. She was a woman ruling a kingdom in a man's world, and she did so with finesse and determination. Her son, Venerion, was too young to rule, and she acted as both mother and king, looking after her son and managing the kingdom. Her responsibilities were immense, and yet she found a balance, ushering in an era of peace and prosperity in the kingdom. She was a just ruler, known for her intelligence and administrative skills. Under her guidance, the kingdom flourished, and her subjects lived in relative peace and prosperity. But a ruler's life is never easy, and soon she was tested. The mighty Mughal Empire under the second ruler, Emperor Akbar, was expanding its dominion. By the mid-16th century, the Mughals had become a serious threat to the Gond kingdom, and in 1564, they invaded Gondwana. The Mughal army, led by the formidable general Asaf Khan, was massive and well-equipped. They stormed into Rani Durgavati's kingdom, intent on plunder and conquest. Most of the local rulers submitted to the Mughal emperor, seeing no point in defying the inevitable. But Rani Durgavati refused to bend. She was prepared to defend her kingdom and her people, and she did so with everything at her command, including her life. She assembled her army, which though small, was valiant, and rode into battle on her trusted war elephant named Sut. The queen was a skilled warrior, and her presence on the battlefield rallied her troops. The battle raged for hours. The Gonds fought bravely, but the might of the Mughal Empire was too much to handle. Slowly but surely, they started losing ground. During the intense fighting, Rani Durgavati was injured. Arrows rained down, and one of them struck her fatally. As she lay wounded on the battlefield, realizing that defeat was imminent, she made a decision. She wouldn't let her enemies get the satisfaction of capturing her alive. Instead, she chose to end her own life. Accounts say that she took her own life by jumping into a nearby lake, thus sacrificing herself to preserve her dignity. Her soldiers, upon seeing their queen's body, abandoned their posts and fled. And with that, the battle ended in a Mughal victory. But the queen's sacrifice didn't go in vain. Her bravery became a legend, and her story was passed down through generations, making her an iconic figure of resistance against tyranny. Every year on June 24th, her martyrdom is remembered as Balidan Diwas, or Martyrdom Day. Her last stand immortalized, not because she won the battle, but because she fought with unmatched valor and chose dignity over defeat. Rani Durgavati's story is an important chapter in Indian history, a reminder of the courage that comes from conviction. Institutions like the University of Jabalpur were renamed in her honor, and her statue has been erected in various parts of India, each serving as a silent tribute to the warrior queen. Rani Durgavati's last stand is more than a chapter in history. It is a timeless lesson in sacrifice, leadership, and the indomitable spirit of a queen who refused to bow.